Neat stuff, neat stuff.
Hi there, Scary Gary. Glad you guys came back for another week. Well, today we're going to talk about propane detectors in an RV. Now, why would you need a propane detector in an RV? Well, there's propane. And let alone that if it happened to fill your camper up and a spark would happen, I think it might be a little bit of a hot situation. Even if it didn't catch on fire, there's a thing that's called hypoxia, which basically the propane or natural gas, it displaces the oxygen, so you will die from just not being able to have any oxygen. So almost every RV I know has put in a propane detector in them. Now, the first thing about the propane detectors are they have a life on them. If you read the front of it, it specifically states, should be replaced 60 months or 5 years after it was installed. The second thing about the detector is sometimes they will go off when you don't have a propane problem. And I don't know about you, but when it goes off in the middle of the night and you hear this noise like this, you don't like getting up. And you really wonder about, do I have a propane problem? Do I not have a propane problem? What do I do? It's not a good situation. So it's happened to us at one occasion, and I basically turned the propane off, aired the trailer out, and it didn't do it again. So I was all concerned that I did have a propane leak and things. But after doing some research, there's other things that make your propane detector go off. One of the first ones is air freshener, like a Lysol product or something, a disinfectant product like this. Little plug-in wall air fresheners have the same effect. Matter of fact, that's what put ours off. I'm almost 100% certain. But we're sitting here with the problem that, is it that or is it natural gas? Because we do not want to die in the middle of the night. So my son-in-law says, you just need to buy a detector. Now, I have worked construction most of my life, and actually we had a flammable combustible fuel detector that we had to use at this one power plant. And I remember the company sent it out from their corporate office and said, my God, you don't let that go, because it was almost $1,000. But this is back in late 70s, early 80s, so it was a long time ago. So I'm like, well, I don't think I'm going to go buy one of those. But my son was like, oh, they don't cost that much. And he sent me a link over for this. $33. $33 is not bad for a little bit of comfort and a good night's sleep. And it's very simple. It basically, on off, you hear it, it's clicking, and you can see the yellow light right there. What happens is that the yellow light's going to go off after a few seconds. Da-da-da. There it is. And then you put it by your detector anywhere in your trailer to see if there was natural gas happening right now, then this thing would be going off. Well, wait a minute, does this work? Here's a good way to check it. Go over to your stove, open it up, turn the valve on. Don't turn the igniter or don't light it with a match, and just let a little gas run and see if it comes on. Yes, it did work. Matter of fact, back in the power plant days, boys will be boys, and one of the guys had a little flat-foot problem, and he used it on it, and this thing went off too. Let's try this out with just spraying a little of the Lysol or air freshener on the end of it and see if this goes off with it. So you can see that when I sprayed it up in the air, then I just took the wand kind of through it, no problem. But when I sprayed it directly on the tip of it, then it went off and then it came back down. Well, I hope this has been informative, and I sure hope to see you next week.
If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Turn on your post notifications.
Put the comments down below. Subscribe and you make me happy.